The Broken Controller Show. Not entertainment news, entertaining news.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Broken Controller Show. I am Blake and I'm here again with my esteemed colleagues Mike.
Yo.
And Corey.
Howdy.
How you guys doing this time?
Great now. After the fifth take, trying to get through the first 15 seconds of audio, I'm doing great. Stomach's hurting.
Didn't work out very well.
Oh, it did.
If we burst out in sudden laughter, please forgive us.
Just roll with it.
We're having difficulties on this recording here. We're trying to get over the giggles, apparently.
No drugs were used in the recording of this video.
You know exactly the smell that I'm talking about when I say my pop filter smells like Asia.
So to preface that, before people start freaking out wondering what kind of weird stuff we're doing, Michael decided to sniff his pop filter for some reason.
I know, I didn't sniff it. It's emanating the smell. It's terrible.
And determined that it smells of Asia. It's a very interesting smell to describe something, but I guess.
I'm telling you, after we're done recording, I'm going to let you smell my pop filter.
I don't necessarily.
Normally, you got to take me out to dinner first.
Filter. Well, yeah. See, I'm getting a good one on this. So, anyways, we're going to talk about Twitch. Yeah.
No, gaming. What the podcast is about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess we can do that. I mean, we could go off on other stuff if we wanted to, but we have a demographic we're trying to please here. So.
Yeah,
Well, what I saw was that Fortnite has beaten out League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
On
has
views.
beaten out just about everything except some sort of hunter game.
Yeah, whatever that is. And League of Legends for the longest time, like that's pretty much what built Twitch, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, when I first got into Twitch a while back, it was mainly League of Legends always held the top slot. And actually, so I just pulled up the current standings on Twitch, and League of Legends is holding top for now, followed by Hunt Shadowrun. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that before in my entire life. Has anybody got anything on that?
I got nothing. I've never heard of this game.
It looks westerny.
I've got nothing either.
Well, apparently it's good enough for people to want to be watching it, and Twitch has been kind of crazy today. I've been kind of following along with it as the day went, and it seems like there's a very, very intense battle for like the top 5 places going on right now.
Mm-hmm. It's good to see that they're changing though, because that means that better stuff is finally coming.
That's true, but at the same time, when your League of Legends, whatever kind of nerdy weird game that is, and you're being beaten out by Fortnite, which is also a debatable game.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment.
Yes. Please comment. That's the best part. We love those. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it's good for, play people like Epic who, are smaller developers, and it's good for them to start getting some good views going anyways, at least.
Free advertising.
It's no longer about graphics as much. It's starting to become more about gameplay.
And that should speak a lot to the community, because that means that we're all just like, God.
Yeah.
Give us something to play.
Well, and we hit on that last week too. And I think, a lot of the players are starting to see it because, like we said, all these, especially Activision in particular, or, Activision, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, whatever you want to call them, Sledgehammer, whoever these people are that are making Call of Duties nowadays, leave the cat alone, Corey.
There's a cat in the Pelican case. It's trying to break into it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, cut his head off or something. I mean, I don't know.
Hey, this is a family show. It is a cat.
Right.
Don't do that to dogs, but...
Well, they're my cats, though, so
we'll just send it back to Asia for
we'll send it back to Asia with Michael's
exchange for your mic.
If it survives a week over there, it gets to come home. That's the deal.
So anyways, Activision, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, whoever's doing these games now, whoever's doing the Call of Duty franchise, it just seems like they are trying so hard to pump out the next game just to build revenue, as opposed to actually trying to fix their games and all the things that, for the people, all the people who used to play the Call of Duties that stopped playing them because of these reasons, they're not focusing on any of that. They're not worried about any of it because they know that every 12-year-old in the world is going to want to play their game. So they're keeping exactly how it is.
I think they had a shot with World War II to get back a lot of the old player base, including me. I was excited for it, but when you release an 80% complete game,
Yeah.
I think it does more harm than good.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I mean, they seem, because the storyline is, I hear it's pretty, I haven't played it myself, but I hear that the storyline is actually really good.
Oh, yeah. The campaign was great.
Yeah, but as soon as you get online, it's all of the same Call of Duty stuff that you've been dealing with since, Modern Warfare 3 came out?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
In essence.
So, I mean, what's the point anymore,
I didn't much care for anything after Black Ops 2, really. That's
kind of how I was. I mean, I still played them up until the first Ghost, but even that was it was a terrible game, The story was great.
I thought Ghost could have been good if they'd have done a couple of things differently.
Yeah, they could have changed a few things, but I guess that's with any game. But, like we were saying, it seems like it's to the point now to where players aren't caring so much about graphics as opposed to just better gameplay. Like, what was the game? Monster Hunters?
Oh, Monster Hunter World?
Yes.
Monster Hunter World? Yeah. That's number 3 on Twitch right now with 48,000 viewers.
And
that just released today, though, didn't it? That's brand new.
Yeah. Well, I was on the PlayStation Store the other night looking, just looking through games because they had that big sale going on for PlayStation Plus members. And I was watching the trailer for that. And as soon as I started watching it, like I didn't know who made it, but as soon as I started watching it, I could tell that it was going to be a Capcom game because this guy was walking through the woods with this giant sword on his back.
Yep.
And anytime it's a Capcom game, there's always a giant sword somewhere. And I started watching it, and I was like, well, this looks like it could be, an interesting game. And the more I watched it, I was like, well, this isn't normally something that I would try to play, but it seemed to pull me in for some reason. And I got to talking with somebody today, and he was telling me about how he used to play it on a lot of the older consoles. I think he even said like DS or something like that. Not that that's a console, but and he played these games, and then they kept remastering them for different consoles and different versions and all this other stuff. And then he was talking about how this one came out, and it's just a complete game changer for the whole Monster Hunter series in itself.
So what do you do in it? I'm not familiar with Monster Hunter at all, really. So, I mean, what's the main? I mean, obviously, I'm guessing that you're hunting monsters.
Have you heard the title?
But, yeah.
Apparently, we're hunting monsters. Well, from what I heard about it, apparently it's kind of set up like the old Resident Evils were, where you had your shops and stuff where you could buy different things. And apparently, the whole objective of it is to go to these different places and hunt for monsters. And essentially, you can do it with friends or do it by yourself. And you go and there's little monsters here and there that you've got to kill. And then there's like one main boss monster, if you will. So essentially, you're trying to kill that monster, and you can take whatever supplies you get from it and use them to build weapons, or you can take them back to this, essentially a commons area, and trade it in for different supplies or different weapons and stuff like that.
That could be fun.
It could be.
Did you say it was online co-op or?
Yeah, that's what it said.
That could be all right.
What was that one game that we need to try? Human
Fall Flat.
Yeah, that looks so much fun.
Yes, it looks like it could.
Is that the indie game you guys were talking about last time? It's like $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're essentially a Play-Doh person, and you're.
It seems like it's like the goat simulator game.
Exactly.
Yeah. You see how you can basically squish your guy, break your guy, do a complete objective, something like that. It's kind of funny looking.
And it did seem too that I think what it said is you have an objective, like you're supposed to get from point A to point B, but you've got
without dying or trying to find creative ways to die in the process.
Well, I don't know that you can die necessarily, but I think it was just trying to get there because it showed different clips of the Play-Doh person being catapulted across the map, or
being quite humorous.
Yeah, being squished into different things, and it's focused around quote real world physics, so it's very, very goofy in the way that it acts.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to look at that later. It sounds pretty interesting. So the top 5 games right now on Twitch, as of this moment, are League of Legends, Hunt Showdown, Monster Hunter World, Fortnite BR, and Sea of Thieves. I thought the beta ended for Sea of Thieves, or did they extend it?
They apparently, from what I heard, they extended it because they're just trying to rub it in Sony's face. That's what I think.
So I got a question for both of you. It's a different question. Each of you have a different question, but this
Joy.
is totally off script, not
Uh-oh.
rehearsed before the show or anything.
Uh-oh.
So, Blake, any game ever, any timeline, any console, any generation, whatever. What is your favorite game of all time and why?
Fallout 3. And you notice I didn't have to think about that at all because Fallout, and well, let me specify too. I don't know if there's a version that works on new gen consoles.
I think they have backwards compatibility for it on Xbox One, and it is in PlayStation Now
Okay.
for PS4 players.
I would have to imagine that it would be very glitchy though, because it was in itself anyways.
Now, well, they never remastered it, so it's the same thing.
Okay. Well, I would definitely say Fallout 3, and I played it on the PlayStation 3. And the reason I like that game so much is, I've always liked the end of the world type scenarios and the survival aspect of it. And when you throw that in with just everything that Bethesda did in that game, for me, it made one of the most amazing games that I've ever seen. Because not only was the world just so well done, and even, with the technology then, but everything was just so well done. Everything from having to meticulously search, and it's the same way with pretty much every Fallout, but having to meticulously search every box and every body and even the mailboxes. You could search the mailboxes for stuff, And I spent, the last I checked, I had over 500 hours logged on that game.
Good Lord. I don't think I have 500
Wow.
hours logged on any game.
Yeah, it was insane. And I was, for the longest time, you remember, everybody called me the Fallout guru. Anytime someone was playing the game and they couldn't figure something out, they'd come ask me.
Well, I remember when I wanted the ray gun, like the alien ray gun.
Yep.
And you didn't even pull up your map. Like, you just spawned in and walked to it.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Well, because what I did, what I tried to do was I did a profile as a male and a female. And those are the only two genders, by the way. Go ahead and get butthurt. As
They
a
are
male
separate,
and a female.
too, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, two separate genders. Anyways, before we get off on that, male and a female. And with each of those, I did a good person and a bad person, just to try to see, how it would change the game. Because after playing it through the first time with just my normal character, I was so enamored with the game that I couldn't stop. So I kept going and trying every different scenario and trying to find all the hidden Easter eggs and, just everything about that game. And I still guarantee you that I could put it back in and still go another 500 more hours and have no problem with it.
That's like blowing up Megaton.
Yeah.
Megaton was fun.
I did do that on one of them. It was quite a large explosion.
So, Corey,
Yes.
similar question for you. But what is your least favorite game of all time and why? And don't say Fallout 3.
Well, I thought you were about to say another game that starts with F that I currently dislike, but I don't know if it's my most hated game.
Fortnite is what he means.
Yeah, he means to say Fortnite.
For its time, now I'm throwing this way back. For its time, it was a great game, but I don't think I've ever gotten so frustrated with a game, and that has to be Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon.
The original?
The
like on
original one.
PS2?
I could not get it to work.
Yeah.
Nobody ever listened, and it frustrated me to finally where I never played it again.
I got that way with the original Rainbow Six.
Yes.
Trying to get your squad mates to do. Oh my god.
Yeah, but
it was awful.
Imagine that like times 5, and I think most people will agree with me on that one because they tried to implement, where you can talk through your mic.
Oh
and
my
get them
gosh,
to
I
do
remember
stuff,
that.
and
They
that was
did
like
that
the
with
first
that,
game they ever did that, and it was just like you would say something and be like, basically like Alexa does. Sorry, I didn't understand that. Go get bent.
I remember that.
So-
They put that in what was it? I can't even remember who produces it. The SOCOM games, the U.S. Navy SEAL games.
Oh, man.
The
Yeah,
third one had
yeah.
the voice command stuff that was just
Yep.
terrible and didn't work.
I want to say that that's the one that I first encountered the voice command stuff with because I don't I didn't ever really used to play the Tom Clancy games because when I did, like Corey said, I would get so frustrated
Rage quit.
that I just couldn't handle it anymore.
But I don't mean to butt in on anything, but you made me start thinking whenever you said what's your favorite game to play, and I thought back, and probably the game I enjoyed most. I don't know if it's again because I was young. I like a lot of older games, but I don't know if y'all remember the series Siphon Filter.
Oh yeah, man.
I had every
I remember
single one
Siphon
of
Filter.
them on the original PlayStation, and I love that game. Would play them all over like every day. I played through every single game. I swear, it was bad.
I never played all of them, but I played. I can't remember which one. It was one of the last ones to come out on PS2.
Oh yeah, then that was their first three on the original PlayStation was all right. I mean, all right, they were great, but they stopped making it for a while. PlayStation 2 came out, and they tried to make a comeback with a new one. I think it was Omega Strain.
Yes, that is the one that I
And
played. Yep.
It just wasn't the same, and nobody liked it. So yeah, they failed there.
I'll tell you what I want a remaster of, or better yet, a follow up of, is the Rainbow Six Vegas games. Those games were fantastic.
Yeah, I enjoyed the Rainbow Six again. I think that was, I don't remember which one I had first, but I really enjoyed it just because I don't know, it seemed more realistic than
Right.
similar games Call of Duty that were out at the time. I don't know, Call of Duty is pretty awesome.
I will give you
the
that.
original ones.
Yes, I will give you that. At the time, the Call of Duty games were better, in my opinion, because they hadn't unleashed the
Future.
that's the main thing. But they hadn't unleashed this brand of Call of Duty players that's just
Right.
terrible.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I like Fortnite and Rainbow Six Siege and games like that, because it's not all about twitch aiming. Well, the snipers only mode on Fortnite is, but
Yeah.
on the other, normal game types and stuff like that, there's actually a little bit of thought that goes into it, other than just how much money can I get my parents to spend on a controller.
Yeah.
Call of Duty's not what it used to be to me. I mean, I don't know why, but
I think there was one mission, and I always think back to it from Modern Warfare, the original first one. And it was whenever you had to raid the TV station.
oh, Charlie Don't Surf.
Yes,
the name of that
I
mission,
love
yeah.
that one. And then, let's see, you made your way out, and eventually you got in the helicopters and got nuked.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that was like my favorite sequence of missions in any game. It's sad to say, but I really enjoyed that.
I thought the story arc of all three Modern Warfares combined was great, minus
Yeah.
killing Soap.
Yeah, that was what?
I got really mad.
Yeah, right?
I may have cried a little bit.
That's messed up. You can't just kill Soap.
And it's funny too because me being the realist that I try to be, I remember when I first watched that scene of the nuke going off while you're flying away in the helicopters. I remember thinking, well, you're in the immediate blast radius. Never mind the radiation that's going to get you. And then, if I'm not mistaken, the next scene when you come back to them, they're running around in a blown up city. It's
No,
like,
No, the character that
No.
you're playing as dies.
yeah, what happens is you like the nuke goes off, you see the wave coming towards you, you get hit, do a tailspin to the ground,
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
then you come back and you're in the helicopter, and you start crawling around, and eventually you can stand up and walk around for a minute, but everybody's sitting there dying of either injuries or radiation, and
yeah,
you
their
can see
flesh melting off.
Right.
the mushroom cloud, and then all of a sudden your guys are just like,
Yeah, he collapses and dies.
That's right.
And then
Okay,
the
I
next
remember
mission,
that
you
now.
are running around blowing stuff up, but it switches back to the SAS guys.
That's right. Yes. Okay.
You're playing as Soap.
Well, speaking of soap, I don't know why soap reminds me of SOCOM. I guess it's too close. I
That's
don't know.
close.
But SOCOM apparently was made by Zipper Interactive.
Yep, that sounds right.
Never heard of them before. But it was published by Sony.
It was, because there was a video game awards one year where the Sony was, I guess, sponsoring it or something. And the narrator voice was the talk from SOCOM.
Oh, okay. Well, apparently, according to this, there was 10 games.
There were 10 SOCOM games?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I only
Wow.
ever remember playing the first one, which apparently came out in 2002. And they kept releasing pretty much until 2011.
do they have some of the names on them?
The original SOCOM, SOCOM 2, 3, Fireteam Bravo. I do remember hearing that name.
Yeah,
I remember playing 2 and 3 pretty clearly.
yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I never played the first one.
Combined Assault, Tactical Strike.
Those were the little handheld thing. Combined Assault and Tactical Strike, and I think maybe even Fireteam Bravo were all
All the little handheld PlayStation things.
Vitas.
Yes, that. And Fireteam Bravo 3, and then it just goes back to US or SOCOM 4 US Navy SEALs. So,
SOCOM 4 was a PS3 title, wasn't it?
I'm not too sure.
I believe it was. And then it just kind of fizzled out after that, unfortunately. But
Yeah, well, I mean, it was from what I remember of it. Of course, this was, like I said, since 2002, since I played the game. But from what I remember of it, it wasn't all that, anyways.
no, I mean, it wasn't great. Definitely not by today's standards, but it was fun.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, especially with a backing like Sony, you'd figure, the money's there.
Well, right around that time is when Microsoft really started taking off too, with the
Yeah,
original Xbox and the 360. So Sony wasn't even as big as it is today at that time.
yeah. Well, I would also call that probably a C-list game of the time.
For
So,
sure.
you've got all your Call of Duties and Tom Clancy games and stuff like that are coming in. And you just got swept under the rug, probably.
You really didn't like Rainbow Six Vegas?
Man, I have not liked any of the Tom Clancy games.
Vegas was good though.
I-
Really good.
Apparently anything to do with Vegas, because I hated Fallout New Vegas as well.
Well, I'm with you on that, but
It was just a terribly done game. Who did that? It wasn't Bethesda.
mm-mm. God, that's Google worthy.
Google word. Google.
So while we're talking about that, if you had a choice between two games, which one would you think were better? I can't give you exact titles because I don't remember, but this is on PlayStation 2. Medal of Honor, Rising Sun, that era, or the Call of Duty version of that game, or, in that era, the Call of Duty around that time. Which one would you rather do? I can't remember the name of the Call of Duty one.
I think.
I think it was just Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I don't think it
either.
was. There may. Oh God, I don't remember, but I remember playing Medal of Honor, and that was another great game. And I don't really know what happened to them.
Call of Duty came out.
Call of Duty.
I
Yeah.
think that's basically, and they just weren't able to follow. But
Well, because they did one not long ago. Was it Medal of Honor Airborne?
yes,
Yes.
Oh, you're talking about
And-
the still World War II era? Because they had
Yeah.
modern day too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. You were a SEAL and I think a ODA guy.
Okay. Well, see, I never played that one. I'd never even heard of it. But I think the last one I played was Airborne, and gosh, that was probably still 10 years
Mhm.
ago.
Yeah, that was a long
Forget
time
that.
ago.
I really wish they could have kept up that franchise because it had a great story.
Oh yeah.
Well, they
it had
tried
potential.
in the Medal of Honor Warfighter, the last one that they released. They had like big names in it that were that they had licensing for, like Trigicon and Cry and Aimpoint, LaRue Tactical even. And the game was okay,
Yeah.
but it definitely wasn't a COD killer. And at the time, that was like at the peak of COD's existence.
I was
so-
going to say between Call of Duty and Battlefield was getting really big then too. Speaking of Battlefield,
There's a new one.
apparently
Yes.
We know nothing about it, but there is a new
Yeah,
one
they-
coming out this year.
Yeah, they haven't given an era, war, nothing. They won't even given a name. It's just battle. There's a new one coming out.
I kind of hope it's Vietnam. When's
It's
the last
almost
time-
been long enough. that
When's the
people can
last
do
time you
that.
played a good Vietnam game?
Never.
Exactly.
Other than the sequence in Black Ops 1.
Yeah, I was about to say you
Well,
got
yeah.
Call of Duty.
But that was more like some CIA backwater stuff that
Well, it was still
nobody should
Vietnam,
know
though.
about.
Let's
Like,
go back to Civil War.
Civil War. There hasn't been. I don't think there's ever been a good Civil War game, and I don't know.
The
that it could
History
be
Channel
done.
made a Civil War
Yep,
game.
they
Yeah, they
did.
did.
They did.
I
And
played
I had
it
it.
too. Yeah, it was weird.
Very
but it was-
painful to play.
Yes.
You shoot, wait 5 minutes,
Yes.
shoot again. It was
Yeah.
bad.
I want to see a Revolutionary War battlefield.
Gosh.
That could be fun. One of the main characters is Paul Revere. His horse is slightly faster than all the other horses.
He's got to go running around telling people the British are coming.
So it was Obsidian Entertainment that produced New
Obsidian.
Vegas.
New Vegas. That's right. Yeah. Obsidian is no good. And for all you people out there who liked New Vegas, you can just go fall on one because it was a terrible game.
Well, it goes either one way or the other, though. It's you either like Fallout 3 or you like Fallout New Vegas.
Well, see, I've seen people because apparently there's no in between.
Right,
Either people hated New Vegas or love New Vegas.
Mhm. And those same people who hated it loved Fallout 3
Yeah.
and vice versa. But I will say the whole community seems to like Fallout 4 pretty well, except for Corey, because I don't know why.
I like Fallout.
Yeah, that's just not
I
the
just,
kind of
I just,
game.
I just never. Whenever it came out, I was still, the 3 came out. I was still Xbox all the way, and
Well, Well, now you've joined the good guys.
He's finally
Yeah, I was
made the
playing
switch.
some Forza and all those good games.
I can't
but-
dog on Forza. Forza's fun.
Yeah, I loved Forza, but yeah,
See?
I don't know. I didn't have you all to play with, and nobody else I played with played Fallout. But it's a cool game, and
Well, see, that's
Yeah.
the thing about it. This is something that Bethesda needs to seriously consider.
Listen
It
up,
is a
Todd
single-
Howard, because
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure that you listen to our podcast.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send you a direct link, Mr. Howard. Fallout is a single player game. There's no any kind of interaction with any other players. And it would make Fallout exponentially better, as if it could get much better. Now, that being said, Fallout 4 did not live up to my expectations as good as I thought it would be.
It's hard to when the game's, excuse me, in development for 8.5 years, though.
Well, yeah. And for me, I was so, like I said, I put so much time into Fallout 3 and I got so excited when I heard that Fallout 4 was coming out. And I could not, there's no way that I could put that much time into Fallout 4. Even if I had the time, I just don't, it doesn't attract me the way Fallout 3 did.
No, it was fun. I'm not a huge fan of what they did with the power armor, honestly.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I don't really like that.
At
But-
first, I was like, well, this is going to be stupid. You're never going to be able to wear power armor. And
So-
then halfway through the game, it's like, oh, I have 999 fusion cores. Never mind. Why
Yeah.
bother?
Yeah.
so educate me. At what point does the Fallout 3 timeline take place?
The year 2077?
I thought that was 4.
No, because I'm pretty sure I remember pulling up the Pip-Boy on 3 and seeing the year 2077 on the date.
That might be right. You know more about it than I do. So
What about 4?
4 is just after. No, I'm not too sure.
Because
Five.
I'm just curious. Like I said, I haven't played it very much, and I don't know if one pick up where one left off, or if it was the 4th became a precursor to 3.
No, I'm pretty sure they both take place about the same timeline, but one is in the Capital Wasteland, which is kind of the Virginia DC area,
Okay.
and 4 takes place
in the Commonwealth.
the Commonwealth. That's right. Yes, because 3 alludes to the Commonwealth quite often, and once they finally made this when it was in the Commonwealth.
I was gonna say there's like little Easter egg connections in all the games. Even I
I
think in
figured.
3 there was like the California, the new California Republic. There was one of those bears somewhere.
Yeah.
I apologize if anybody can hear this. My computer sounds like it's about to take off like a jet plane.
We'll have a winning podcast if it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I was getting at was what Bethesda needs to do is put some sort, you don't have to do any kind of online stuff. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. Just put in a feature to where you can do drop in, drop out co-op.
Yep.
Because the amount of time that I want to put into that game, but just can't because I get bored from sitting there. It would be like, say for instance, if you've played any of it with the DLC, there's a particular mission that after you beat it, it gives you an option to build your own vault. That is just excruciatingly mind-numbingly boring at that if you're doing it by yourself.
I agree. It could be a lot of fun with a lot of people though.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I mean, they don't even have to, like I said, it'd be cool if they threw something into where like, a 4 versus 4 PvP or something like that.
I don't even want that.
Yeah, they don't have, pander to the lowest common denominator if you have to, but it would be really easy just to add a drop in, drop out co-op option, and that's all you'd have to do. That game would be so much better if they did that.
So this is somewhat off topic, but I was just thinking about the drop in, drop out co-op and stuff like that. I really had fun with Destiny last night. Like I also got lucky with every single Ingram that I got last night, which might be why I had fun. But it seems like maybe they're starting to fix it. Because I had like 3 exotics last night, and I didn't get a single duplicate exotic.
Now that
Yeah.
you mention it, I got one exotic that I've never had before, but I also got it from Xur, and I've never got anything from Xur before, so I don't know if that has something to do with it.
Well, did you notice you can buy Ingrams from the Cryptarch now?
You can, yes. I think pretty much anybody you can buy Ingrams from now, can't you?
I think so. I mean, Xur and the Cryptarch.
I know you can from, what's his name? The guy,
Which
the
one?
Titan. What's his name?
Shax?
No.
Zavala.
Zavala. Commander Zavala. Yeah, I play this game like 24/7. I can't remember these people's names. Yeah, I know you can buy them from him, but you have to have Vanguard tokens.
I didn't know you could buy an Ingram. I thought you could only buy a like the gear. that
It
he
may
has.
be. Yeah. Yes. I
Well, from the
believe that's what it
Cryptarch,
is,
you can buy
actually.
like an actual
Yeah.
legendary
Yeah.
Ingram.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Mhm.
it's only the Cryptarch and Zur, but all the rest, yeah, you can buy weapons from already, or you can get Ingrams once you get the tokens saved up. And all
That's
that.
right. Yeah.
I'm just happy I didn't get duplicate exotics again. That was
Yeah, I
getting
got-
really old.
Now, I will say, I got 3 different helmets yesterday. I don't know why helmets, but
They're all pretty
They
gangster,
were all
though.
different though. Thank goodness.
What's the name of that pistol you and I got? Or hand cannon? It wasn't a sidearm.
Can't remember. Pretty
It's-
killer though.
Yeah, it's an exotic from the Curse of Osiris expansion, and it's a hand cannon with like a bayonet on the bottom. It's a 3-burst.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awesome. The
Is
whole
it-
time that Corey and I played last night after you got off, which was like 20 or 30 minutes, I reloaded the gun like twice. Because every time you land a precision shot, it reloads
Dang.
automatically. It's brilliant.
That's crazy. I bet I know. It was called the Boom Boom Pow.
Fergalicious.
Definitious. Well, I believe that's enough copyright infringement for the day.
How is Fergalicious copyrighted?
I'm sure it is. It's Fergie. She does weird things.
Well, yeah. but
You'd copyright the ability to look at her if she could. I guarantee it.
I would do that.
That would be nice. You get well. I wouldn't get a lot of money because people just like glance at me and they're like, "Whoa!"
One day, God, he's going to kill a cat.
Just between you all, did you know this is a little secret that most people don't know? The Black Eyed Peas, the guy, what's his name? The African American guy that always wears glasses.
will.i.am.
will.m. No, will.i.am.
Yeah. Did you know he has exactly what I have in the nystagmus, but his is so bad that he's legally blind, like worse than I am.
Is that why he wears the glasses?
Yeah, so you can't see his eyes moving.
I thought he was just like Snoop and always was
No,
high. So
no,
he didn't
there
kill for know it.
Yeah,
Wow.
he has the exact same condition I do.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, just
See, this is-
random facts.
This is the reason we have Corey on this show, because he just throws in these random facts every now and then, and it makes it so much better.
It's brilliant. Corey just constantly pops up with the weirdest, strangest stuff. So I'm going to throw in right before we end here the person who actually makes all of this possible, and let Travis have a word. He's our audio guy. He clips and cuts and edits all the stuff that we have no idea how to do at all.
All
So,
our
thanks,
glorious
Travis.
mess ups.
Much appreciated.
What's up, guys? I'm probably gonna cut this out anyway. So I don't pop up on
No, you can't cut it out. You can't cut it out. That's not fair.
Oh goodness. Well, yeah, that's how it goes. You know, we can't do everything, so we got to have Travis for us.
We definitely can't do that. we
Yeah,
can
or-
barely record a podcast, which is
Yeah.
just talking.
He does amazing work. So if you guys ever are looking for a good but expensive audio guy, Travis is your man.
It cost me 2 organs, and we've only done 2 episodes, so I don't know how much further we can go with this.
I'm just an empty sack over here at this point. That makes
So I just see a blob, no bones.
What's the Pokemon that looks like a blob? What is it?
I'd have no idea about anything Pokemon.
Yeah,
What's it called?
get out of here.
I don't know. Chewing gum, maybe? I'm not too sure.
Probably.
Well,
When you
remember
get
to
that
like,
card in a
subscribe,
pack,
and share.
Yes, absolutely.
when you get
Oh,
that
yeah,
card in a
for
pack,
sure.
is it just a stick of chewing gum?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay.
You got to chew it first, though.
And then you just
to-
stick it to the card?
Exactly,
Okay.
yeah.
I just wanted to make sure. You can end now. Sorry.
Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate everybody coming in today and listening. Yes, and that's right. We're going to be PC about that. No, we're not. Not really. There's only women and there's only men, so get over yourselves. Anyways, we appreciate you guys coming in. We have been the Broken Controller Show, and we'll see you guys next time.